keeps me. There we go. Lee keeping me honest there. All right. So if everyone could just take a moment and shut off your video, and we're going to get some sound queued up in the background here. I'll shut mine off as well. All right. Perfect. So whatever time it is, wherever you are, just take a moment, close your eyes, and take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And one more deep breath in. And deep breath out. For the next hour, I want to invite you to take whatever's on your mind today. Maybe it was the events that happened before, or the events to come, or the to-dos on your list, and just set them aside. They'll be there when you get back. Because today we're going to have some fun in the Enchanted Playground. So as you imagine opening your eyes, you wake up in the playground and you notice you're already in the middle of the playground with all of your playmates. And surrounding on the edge of the playground is a bunch of yellow school buses. It's field trip day. Oh my gosh, where are we going? What are we going to see? You start thinking back to the field trips you've had in the past, all of the different explorations that you've been able to do. Is it the zoo? Is it going to be in the woods somewhere? Will someone be packing lunches? What new things might we see? Might we smell? Might we touch? Might we taste? As you think about this, you get excited and you look around and you see all of your playmates are wide-eyed, ready for the exploration to come. And you get back into your child's mind, that beginner's mind that looks at everything with a fresh perspective, a fresh view. Everything's new, everything's fresh. Everything's novel, just like the spring, new beginnings, new starts. So welcome to the Enchanted Playground. We're going to explore many places today as we go on our field trip. All right, everyone can turn your videos back on. We're in the playground. Yes, okay. So we are going to take this field trip thing very literally today. And we're going to have, well, I guess we're just going to take our first 10 minutes. And you all have an assignment. What I want you to do is, if you can, over the next 10 minutes, is head outside, preferably. Now, if it's raining or really hot out, you can definitely stay inside as well. But what we want you to do is get back into your mind, into that child's mind, right? Look at things with that perspective of new, right? Not the things that we see every single day and day in and day out, but what are those things that are hidden in plain sight that we walk by, that maybe when we just stop and pay a little more of attention might stick out a little bit. And what we want you to do is take a photo of those items, right? We're going to ask everyone to get, we're going to put a ballpark around 8. If you want to get less than 8, that's totally fine. And if you really need to get more than 8, that's fine as well too. And so I'm going to hang out in the room. I went and did this ahead of time. So someone could kind of stay in the room. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're all going to take a field trip into each other's worlds and share the pictures. I have a website that we'll upload to. In fact, I can kind of share the screen now so you can see what that looks like. So let me share that, and I'll leave this up for the time being. Let's see, back to screen share.
We're gonna come back at 12:50.
Yeah, 12:50 will be good.
Yeah.
And so and if you're ready to share immediately or while you're taking the photos, there's 3 ways you can do it. There's a website, which is dropevent.com/enchantedplayground. There's an email, enchantedplayground@dropevent.com, or you can scan the QR code. So 3 ways to upload your pictures. It'll be grouped by the uploader, and we'll all take a moment and share what we saw and why we thought it was curious. So with that, let's go. Field trip. Your permission slips have been signed. I
had so much fun. I was like, you know, let me take outside, inside, interiors and chairs, and I don't have that much stuff at home, but like this one, well organized, groomed, you know. So.
I bet you could refine some things at home.
Oh yeah. Just get rid of a child and it will be fine.
Yeah. So cool. All right. So in the essence of time, we're gonna get rolling. And so I do have in the chat if anyone still needs to do any uploading and what's happening. Ooh, should we do well, does anyone want to start? Is there anyone that's like, okay, I want to share what's going on here?
I can do it. That's fine.
Yeah, Stacy. All right, I'll share the screen. Share here. I'll put this off, and then we'll go up to there.
Okay, so I'm taking you into my backyard. This is my favorite fern. So this is I don't know its official name, but I call it a rainbow fern. So every day I look at it, it has different colors. And sometimes it even has a really beautiful teal blue that appears.
Oh, wow.
It's just a gorgeous, very creative, inspiring plant. Love it.
Yeah.
That's super cool. You can actually, you can see the little bits of blue and like all of the cool. This is amazing. Wow. Are those common? Or is that like kind of a rarity?
I think they're pretty common, but maybe not for where I am. I might have to be careful with it in the heat of the summer. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
That's so awesome. All right, we'll move into the next one.
All right, so I brought some coconuts back from South Florida, and you can see I saw a little lizard friend on one of the coconuts. Do you see
wow.
him?
Oh, wow.
And the white bird, so that's Thelma. I have Thelma and then I have Louise, and they kind of bob and weave with the wind.
Oh my God. That is so cool. I miss the lizards of Florida. I love the lizards down there. They're so cool. All right, next up.
Next up, just a little surprise that I found. When that little plant is blooming with a little spot of red in it.
Oh, yeah. Spring growth.
Little spring flower.
Ah. All right.
Okay, so I'll have another picture of this tree, but if I have an orchid hanging from the tree, and that little orchid I found at an orchid fair late last year, and they told me that it would not do well, that it was going to be really hard to grow.
Yeah.
But so far I've kept it alive, and it has a little baby. So there you go.
That's awesome.
Happy about that.
Orchids. So tough. All right. Ooh.
I have some little metal animals, and I just thought this was funny because there's a lizard sitting on top of it.
Yes. Lizards are everywhere in Florida. They're so awesome. So cool.
They're like little dinosaurs.
All right. And then, ooh.
Okay, so this is the lemon tree, and that's a spike. So
wow.
the lemon tree, I gave him a name.
Yeah.
And his name is Vlad, like Vlad the Impaler. He's an experiment. I don't know if he'll do well or not, but it's just an experiment. But you have to be really careful around him.
Oh my gosh. Right. I didn't know lemon trees had spikes.
Wild lemon trees do.
Oh, interesting.
This one was grown from a lemon fruit, and I guess that they're grafted. So they're grafted part wild and part not. So the wild really is more of a healthy plant, and so this one is more of that wild lemon, but supposedly the fruit should be just as good.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh, I'm like learning so many things here.
So I have dragonfly lights in my backyard. So this is actually the top of my window. I just had to get creative to get this picture, but as I was walking past, I saw a little bit of green, and here's a little tree frog hanging out on my dragonfly lights.
That's definitely so cool. A field trip, right?
Oh my gosh. This is so great.
That's it.
And that's it. All right. Saranya, hey, we already just jumped into yours. You mind going next?
Yeah, might as well, right?
All right.
So this one, I'm not able to step outside because it's pouring rain after like 115-degree heat wave that just happened here in Delhi. So this is just in the balcony. I'm actually not at home. I'm at my in-laws' place. So this one actually reminds me of my home in California because it's the closest thing I can get to a cactus here. So it kind of just reminds me of home.
Very cool. Go next. Okay.
That's a distant playground that you can see from my balcony here. So you see like all the kids always playing over there, and then like we're just so busy in our own lives right here. So I'm not ever like in the playground, but every time I pass by, I just want to go on swings. You can see the swings a little bit further out, but that's just the playground that's out of my balcony.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those I want to go spin those wheels like right now. It's very much enticing.
That is supposed to be a water fountain, but there's no water because it's so hot. So what reminds me of my childhood of being able to be carefree and just going out into the water fountain and just playing around, and like growing up in DC. So somehow the closest thing to a water fountain.
That's cool. Oh my gosh. Wow.
You were busy.
I know. You had lots of great photos. These are fantastic.
So that is the gate to the society that's coming into the apartment complex. That just kind of like every time I go out of that community, like I just always feel like I have some sort of like freedom, that I'm just going out into the open road. So that's just the gate that they like open up, and you're just like, all right, I'm ready for the world. So
does that like go up then? Does it go vertically?
yeah, it goes like there is like a security guard over there, so you literally has to like open it up manually.
Oh wow. And are those things like dangling on the bottom? Are they like
yeah, they kind of like just move around. So the interesting things you see in India.
Oh, I love it. I love the colors. Awesome. All right. I think that's the end. Thank you, Saranya. Very cool. All right. We'll go back to, let's see. Who wants to go next? We go, I got Mimp right here. Mimp, you wanna go next with us?
Sure. I just finished dropping the photo.
Oh, super fast. Look how quick it was.
Yay.
We'll refresh it. Just
so that's inside / outside. That's an orchid by the window that my mother loves to grow. I love bringing nearly dead. Well, not sorry, that doesn't sound nice. But like I love bringing plants that needs resurrecting home. And then my mother would be like, I need to, bring it back to life. And I think this is one of them. I think I might be wrong, but she does.
But it's your mother who takes care of it.
Exactly. I'm the person who goes hunt for them, and then she just resurrects all of them. So this is one of them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it's budding.
And it's budding, and you can see outside it's really green. So I went to my balcony, and if you go to the next photo, so, that's not my balcony, but that's like right outside. And yeah, really pretty flowers, and it's really green around here. Like I live in a county where it's super green, and it's just by the car park. So even in the car park, super green. Next photo, and that is a new discovery. That's not part of my I don't have a god of it. Like there's another bunch of like flats / apartments that are like next to us, and I haven't been to this part in a while. I was just like curious, and because of the prompt, why not? So the wood pigeon's real, by the way. That is real. Yeah. I just appeared and I was like, oh, this is new, and then I assumed like one of the neighbors in that flats just decided why not, and because they have like that whole green area that's theirs instead of a balcony. So yeah, that's a new discovery for me today. Awesome. And it's like a fountain thing too. I saw this like that cardboard bit at the bottom is a switch apparently. Like I was so tempted to just switch it on, but I didn't do it.
It's a healthy pigeon too.
I thought it was an Amazon package. Okay.
And
look like it.
Yeah. Awesome. It does. I thought it was too, and then I went to look at it and I was like, oh no, it's a switchboard.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have more pigeons at some point. I don't think this is mine, but it's cool.
Oh, yeah. We went past it here. Let's see.
That's okay.
Let's go back and I'll refresh. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, here we go. There's some more.
Yeah. So that's, I believe, my balcony, and that's the wood pigeon. Yeah, it's following me around because I haven't been feeding today. It's just one of the plants. It always comes to this pot and go like, "Where's my food?" So
yeah.
But we can't do. Yeah, it's like, have you forgot something? You forgot my sunflower seeds, but they're getting expensive. So, yeah, and more balcony, and I don't know if this counts as an object, but I'm just gonna say yes. And these are the doves that always comes to us, and they also do the same thing as wood pigeons. They go, "Where's our food?" It's super green.
Yeah. Wow. That's a wildlife. Lots of life.
That's the bird feeder, and we usually have not today, but we usually have like a squirrel that comes to us, and it would just hang somersault down and then just try to eat the bird feeders. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
After 2 years.
So much wildlife around you.
Yeah, I don't live
fantastic.
in a city, that's why. Yeah. It's super green. It's like I feel like the more I take photos, I'm like, it's just full of green stuff. Are you guys gonna get bored? Because it's just green. Yeah. This is inside / outside. This one my mother didn't resurrect. It's fine. It's
always been healthy.
Like.
This has always
been healthy.
Okay.
It's real. Yeah. But yeah, that's my home. That's just the orchid.
And then the other ones, I thought, did we get to all of them?
Yeah.
And then this
is just right outside of my house, so my flat. So yeah,
some cool
more green. Thank you. Yeah, really I don't know if you can see, but like by where the window is, you can see the reflection of it looking like there's so much green inside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where I live.
Awesome. Thank you, ma'am. This is so cool.
That's all right.
Wow.
If we had more time, I would have like gone to the park, which is like just right next to it.
Right.
But I knew that it would have been 6 minutes. It would have been like more than 6 minutes.
We needed like 10 or 15. All right. Does anyone thank you so much, ma'am. This is wonderful. Nachama, you want to go next?
Yeah, why not? So I went outside and decided to capture the weeds. So the natural bouquet, right? A flower with a bunch of greenery behind it.
So pretty.
It's my excuse for not weeding.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Wow.
So that's the first one. So yeah, they just bloomed. It just got hot. That is a mushroom sitting on my front yard in the middle there. And I thought that's really weird.
Oh my God.
Some type of weird mushroom. I had put a plant on top of it because I wanted some flowers, and when I moved the plant, I ended up with that fungus thing.
Yeah.
Very cool. Wow, that is so intriguing too. Like the shapes is just
the shape is weird. Yeah, I'm
there.
not used to ones that look like that.
Very cool.
It looks like it's dancing.
Yeah.
So this one is this was a totally dead. This was the plant that was sitting on top of the fungus, and it was totally dead. And then I thought, should I toss it? And then I went and looked at it, and there's lots of little green leaves in there. It used to have red flowers on it or something. But I thought, you know what? Maybe the flowers will come back.
Yeah, send it to UK for
Send it to Mim.
Yeah, for resurrection. Yeah.
My mother would love you.
My grandmother would have died. She's like, you spent how much on this planter and you couldn't keep it alive for 3 weeks?
Oh, no.
I was like, yeah, okay. So this is again just some greenery that came up and some weeds in my yard. I had planted. Oh, you know what it is? That is a hydrangea. So you have a little. You leave the dead wood, and then the green stuff grows on the dead wood at the bottom.
Is that how
of
it
it.
is?
So you can't really see that here, but there's like dead sticks, and you don't trim it back, and then it grows back around the dead sticks. And so I thought there was something meaningful about that.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, kind of like that spring regrowth.
Yeah, it's that spring regrowth and fresh chances and stuff. So yeah.
That's so cool. Oops.
Okay, so we cut down this tree yesterday.
What? Fresh stump.
Yeah, that's a stump. I'm gonna take the top of it. First of all, I didn't realize that trees had like dark stuff on the inside. That's kind of a sign that the tree was getting old. Right, that dark stuff is vine things on the inside, which is why the tree had to come down. But I'm gonna put a big picnic tape over the top of it.
Okay.
Benches or chairs or something around, and maybe it'll be a standing picnic table type thing. So that was really cool. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
Sugar maple. We made maple syrup this year before we cut it down.
Oh,
And also, I
nice.
want solar power, so I can't do that with the tree over there.
That makes sense. Very cool.
This
Oh
is
my
the
gosh.
wood, just to give a sense of the size. So my son's best friend's friend has a mill, So they're going to take away those big pieces and give me back some amount of wood, and then the rest,
Yeah.
Mill keeps a bunch of it, and then the rest we'll sell or something. But yeah, it's maple, so it'll be fun. So those are huge. I mean, you get a sense of size there. It's like a 6-foot fence behind you. And so, yeah, they're like 3 feet wide and 6 foot high, it feels like. So
those things are just mad. I mean, they have to weigh like a ton each.
they weigh a
so
ton.
much.
I picked up a little piece of firewood. I grabbed 3 pieces of firewood to put in the basement so that I can let it sit, and then I'll make it into smaller objects.
Yeah.
But it has to dry. So
Yeah. Awesome.
yeah.
Oh, and a few
And those
more.
are the bigger, you can kind of get a sense of this.
Oh, yeah.
Stacy's asking how long did it take you to cut it down?
So it took them, I hired someone, obviously. It took them all day.
Oh,
All day to cut down
really?
the tree. Yeah, it takes them all day because you have to, it was right up against the house. So they have to cut down each branch, and they
Yeah.
have to, do it without hitting the house and without
Yeah.
hitting the kids and who all want to watch. And yeah, it was.
How
so they
did you
made a
know
whole-
that it was dying?
So the trick is that when I bought the house, when it blooms, you'll look up at the house, the tree, and you'll see a bunch of dead wood that isn't regrowing. So you take a picture of it each year, and you trim back the dead wood. But even if you don't trim back the dead wood, if you take a picture basically the same day each year, you'll see more and more dead wood coming up. So I figured I had about 5 years, and I have an opportunity to put solar on the roof, and
Yeah.
so the tree lost 5 years. But you can see on the inside,
Mhm.
and some of the wood, that shorter wood, is like hollowed out on the inside. So
Yeah.
that stuff dies and then hollows and then falls over, which would have been really bad.
Yeah. Especially that big.
More weeds and bushes because they looked interesting.
Yeah.
The
Vibrant.
big thing
Very
is-
vibrant. Yeah.
Vibrant. Yeah, vibrant. That's a good way of putting it.
And
And then there you can see the tiny little rosebud with a little bit of red in it. So I love my flowers, and I always think of my grandmother with roses. So
Oh,
these are
yeah.
Costco roses that I bought last year, and I thought, oh, they're $15, they won't last, and they've come back this year. So I'm like, oh, if I had room, I'd plant more. They need a lot more sun than I usually have.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And another weed.
Another weed in the bush
I
there.
was thinking of these hats, like not
Yeah.
the weeds, but like kind of like, yeah, here's a,
You know what? I see that. I see that.
You see
for
that?
sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Java.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
All right. Who's next? Who's left? We still got a few of us here, right? We've got,
Did David come back?
I think David's back.
Yeah, I'm back. I betray my ignorance. I'm able to upload my photos to my drive, but for some reason wasn't able to get them to the shared drive. I'm a bungler. I appreciated the adventure. I could happily describe the photos I took, but
Do you want to
sorry
share your
for-
screen, David?
well, they're on my phone.
Okay.
It's like I thought about trying to share my drive, my Google Drive, but again, who knows why?
Yeah. If you want to go while we're in the next ones, David, I'm putting back in the chat again. There's an email address and a website. So one of those might work better than the other to upload. So I've got, you can either go to,
let me see if the email address would work.
Enchanted Playground at dropevent.com. And that should work out all right.
Sorry for being a bungler.
No. It's a different technology photo sharing thing.
Yeah, I do to my drive day in, day out, but slight wrinkle. Okay. So
I
let's see
got
if I
that.
can do it by email.
Yeah. Let's see here. Lee, you wanna give us a
Yeah, I can go.
all right, let me get back up here.
Yeah, the tour of
The hotel?
Renaissance at SeaWorld, the Renaissance Hotel at SeaWorld. So I took this photo. I thought it was a bamboo tree, but I think it's a pine tree because it's actually like pretty big. So I'm just curious about like what kind of tree is this anyway. I didn't touch it. So
Okay,
I didn't
good.
smell it.
You're not for sure, right? You want to be safe.
You
never
go
know.
to the hotel. Yeah.
Awesome. Ooh.
So yeah, so I zoomed out and I'm like, this is not a bamboo. It looks like a you know, more like a pine tree. Anyway,
That's a cool tree. What's that yellow stuff in the bottom there? Is that like a?
I know it's no pine needles, but it looks like the no pine cones either. The yellow stuff is just.
Is it a curb?
Yeah, it's a curb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
At first, I was like, is that like a little river or pond that's yellow? No, it's a curb. Okay. Good.
If you have if you have the app called Seek, you can load your pictures to it and it tells you what plant it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So much to learn. And then I took this photo because I thought, it does not really show, but at the bottom, like there seems to be like other plants growing on the pine, these tropical trees. I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. What are those things that's growing? Yeah.
And that's like a date palm or a palm of some sort.
Now we gotta learn.
Yeah.
The whole world of
tree.
palm trees. Yeah.
It's a palm tree, but something grows. And then I took the fire hydrant just because in New York City, the fire hydrants are not these colors, so I'm like, oh, it's interesting that they actually have a green top. So I was just wondering, like, is this Florida thing or I don't know. So I just took the fire hydrant.
I find that really interesting. I have pictures when I visited my aunt in Texas and their fire hydrants were silver. I'm like, I think I have pictures of it somewhere because I'm like, I can't believe that. I can't believe it. Also in Miami, the fire trucks are green.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of fun,
yeah.
fun side note.
And then, like, yes, but if you enlarge it, I don't know if you can enlarge it. He had the red thing coming out.
That's his
what is it? Like he was gray and all of a sudden this like orange thing comes out. I'm like, oh. I was busy like videotaping. I was like, I gotta show this to Hannah.
Turning into a real field trip at this point, Leigh. I think you're really getting out there.
I know.
What is that term?
It's
gullet or something like that, or it's definitely its throat of some kind.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's cool.
Yeah, more things. I'm like, there's so many of them. I love them.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. At first, what happened? At first, I thought it was a rat. That's how our mind works. Because in New York City, if you see something like moving very quickly, it's a little mouse, right? So I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe the hotel has mouse. And then when I saw like 5 or 6 of them all moving around, oh, this is not a mouse. I'm not in New York City. It's yeah.
That's great. Oh, and then back to pigeons. All right. Awesome. Leigh, wow. Yeah, there's something about the lizards in Florida. I'm still addicted. I have so many pictures of lizards from my 4 years in Florida. I was still taking pictures at the end. It's just, yeah. I don't take pictures of rats though, since I moved up to New York City. This is not not as adorable, I guess.
You don't want to keep them in your phone either. Like,
Yeah, right. Let's see who else we got here. Steve, did you get a chance to get any at all? Oh, I think you're on mute. Steve, if you're talking, you're on mute.
I'm unmuted.
Yay.
I sent something. You should have received something from HISMS.
Oh, is it in email?
I sent it to Enchanted Playground at dropevent.com.
Oh, it should be coming in here.
Yeah, it's taking a little while to probably process.
Yeah, I know. They're.
I can resend them if there's a better place for me to send them to.
Let's see here. We'll go back into the
gallery. I think it's when you upload it, the uploading to the email takes time, and then
maybe we try the if we would try the QR code.
How do I do that?
Might. So I just have the photo. So if you see my screen, if you just scan the QR code.
Oh, in other words, just put the photograph up to the QR code?
No. If you just scan the QR code on the screen right now,
yeah,
it'll like pop you right into a menu to upload the photos.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This has been an interesting, because I've used this with a couple of events before with my Lego thing, and it's really cool, but there's always a little bit of a It's not 100%. Yeah, it works.
Sorry. Let me ask you to be a little more specific. What am I doing to scan the barcode?
So, you just take out your photo. You open your camera like you're going to take a photo, and then you usually tap on the QR code. Do you have an iPhone or an Android?
An iPhone.
So I believe it just comes up with a little link that should pop up, and then you click on it.
Okay. Oh, a link that should pop up right on the phone?
Something. Is it maybe my desktop isn't updating? I just got one. Actually, I think I see David's. Yeah, I'm on the phone.
Oh.
Yeah, I see yours, David.
I'm actually anxious to show you the geese.
Oh.
Since they're so close to the ducks that you're so fond of, Brandon, I thought you'd like the geese since they're close relatives to the ducks.
Well, if you want to work on that a little bit here, I think we got David. David, we got one of yours up here.
Well, I only got one. I'm trying to get at least one more.
Okay. Hey, you got one going. All right, you keep going. I'll go because I think it's the three of us. Interesting. Like, well, yep, all the guys are having challenges. None of us can figure it out. So I'll go here. And so I went a little bit earlier because I knew what we were doing. And so I'm in New York City, and I've actually been living where I'm living for about 9 months now. So a lot of it's just, I'm used to it. And so it was kind of fun to walk out and just look at things differently. And it's sort of that like cloudy, like slightly cloudy today. So like kind of like that perfect photography color where it's not bright and sunny, but it's still light out. And it's just, so colors were really popping. So I decided to outline the scooter because that green is just, it's weird, right? You don't see a lot of vehicles with that type of color on it. But then what was cool is what got related to this is I looked over to the side and there was a cone, the same color of green, like in like the sidewalk behind this grate. So they kind of this back and forth. They're obviously not exact, but they're pretty close, which I thought was kind of interesting. It was just a play on color that caught my eye. And so I think all the photos I took are within 1 block of my home. So yeah, this guy was just eating lunch across the street. I would pretended to take a lot of other photos so that I could take a photo of him eating. I felt a little weird. I didn't want to quite do that, but we talked about things that you notice, right? And I went out. So we started this at 12:30 and I've had a very busy morning. So I hadn't eaten yet. I was very hungry and I was really wondering what this guy was eating. It just piqued my curiosity because I bet you that guy knows where to get a good sandwich. That's just my guess. This was a little greenery in the city. This is one of like the tree kind of planter areas, but what caught me was how green it was. Like it was actually full and it was green, which I think is a constant struggle because there's always people's dogs are peeing in these things all the time. And like, you know, you see the neighborhoods trying to get it going and it's like, wow, this sort of stuck out as just really vibrant. And yeah, you know, it was kind of cool and really just right around the corner from my place. This one I thought, because I was more intrigued on what the heck is going on here? And I've seen this before many times, right? But like you have to imagine the amount of Amazon packages that are being delivered per city block. And so like this is a truck that's just like, we're just going to chuck all these packages out. Like it's like they're creating like a little mini distribution center in the middle of the road. And like, I don't know if the bikes are coming here and loading and going, you know, I don't know, but I got really kind of, again, looking at it with my child. I normally would just walk right past this and go, whatever. And I'm like, I wonder what's actually happening here. Like, is this like a drop off point? So I got really curious as to like what that might be and how that works, especially considering the amount of packages. This one, I was like, this is a little restaurant by me called Lulu. And I first thought it was really cool when I moved here because I have a niece named Lulu. And I was like, oh, this thing, center pictures, this place that has her name on it. And then there's a fire at this place and they really decorated it afterwards. They rebuilt and it has all of these like beautiful flowers. And it's really hard to see, but there's almost like, not like quite like Christmas lighting, but like, you know, holiday lights that are sort of strung in there as well. So there's this light and floral, and I'm fairly confident they're fake. I shouldn't say fairly, they're definitely fake, but it's just kind of gorgeous. It really sticks out in the standard city block. So that I thought that was pretty cool. This was just, it's a barber shop, and you know, I just maybe chuckle a little bit. So I took a photo of it because I'm still a child at heart. And oh, and this last one, there's bikes everywhere, like delivering food and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just kind of got a kick out. I was on my way back. I already had all my photos. I was done. And I saw this. I was like, I kind of like, there's like something playful about having the neon green in the back and the red in the front. And you know what? I bet you that guy's day or gal's day is a little bit brighter because they have, I don't know, their bicycle just looks like it's a little more fun than your average bike. So that caught my eye. I kind of was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, those are my things that caught my eye that were just, a little bit different now that I decided to pay attention.
Oh, David has two now.
David's got two.
Yay, I made two.
They're slowly coming. All right, David,
Okay.
you're up.
Okay, so they're both a little bit of a treasure hunt. And I'm in a very urban environment, and I wasn't adventurous like Lee. I knew I would not get down and outside and back in time. I'd be broadcasting from the street. So, and I'm bad enough in front of my, laptop. So anyway, I went to my deck, and there's all sorts of things I can see from my deck. And I walk every day in this urban environment. So it's become very familiar. So it was a very interesting exercise to like pay closer attention. And this one's a little bit of a treasure hunt. If you look just to the left of the brick that you see on your right-hand side and above the red brick, you can see very remotely, and I was trying to get the zoom to work, it wouldn't work. What is it? Go ahead, Brandon, you're circling on it.
It's the Capitol. That's the
state
capital.
Capital, St. Paul, and it's a white dome with a little, and the sun was breaking through just enough that the little gold knob on top of the dome was actually glinting in the sun. And I thought, I've become so accustomed to that, I should be more aware and more grateful of what a beautiful thing it is.
Very cool. I didn't see that at all until you good description.
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you taking my eye to?
Treasure hunt, and it would have spoiled the thing if I'd actually been able to zoom, I suppose. So anyway,
that was great.
And I guess the next one is looking in the other direction. I could fake it saying here, well, I'm looking at clouds, noticing clouds. No, forget that. Give that one to Foghorn. Also in the distance here, just to the right of the brick, you can see kind of a tall building with kind of a contraption on top of it. Yeah, there you go. Brandon, do you know that object?
No? I don't think I do.
So this is the First National Bank building, which was first bank system. It became U.S. Bank, over the years, and it's downtown St. Paul. It's the tallest, or was the tallest building in downtown St. Paul. Used to be a famous observation deck. People would climb the elevator and go out on the deck and look at the view. But it's a very large one. It's a very huge. It stands for First National Bank. A very huge one, and it's lit up at night. And so again, just noticing that thing that I've become so accustomed to.
Yeah.
Anyway, other things, other stuff I noticed, but that's good enough for me.
Awesome. That's so cool, David. Now I know what you're talking about now with the one. Like as soon as you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I've driven by that many times. All right. Steve, any luck? Oh, you're on mute again. Do you just want to hold your phone up to the thing and we can just I
will do that. Absolutely. So let me show you the four things I sent.
Yes.
That's a perfect solution. First of all, okay. All right, so here's the can you hear? Here's the entrance to
breath.
right across from our home. Wow. And I don't know, it almost looks like an entrance to an Enchanted Playground.
Great. Totally. That's awesome.
And then,
it looks like it's like 200 years old.
Yeah, and then let's see. And then here is the steps down into the Enchanted Park. And then I've got four or five things to show. Here are our friends in the park. They're typically, I hope you can see them. They're family way.
Oh.
We have a couple of proud geese and a few little fuzzy ones.
Yeah, it's adorable.
We see them every day actually when we walk, and they're beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. I think your phone timed out, but
And
we got it. I think we see it. Yeah, we saw it though. They got up.
The last thing I wanted to share was a bit of, this is a little bit of a different theme, but when I get to play, I like to, there's a part of me that likes to play with trucks. And now that it's becoming possible for trucks to be used without adding anything to the carbon footprint, I see an electric truck in my near future.
Awesome. Very exciting. Yeah. Fantastic. Steve, thank you so much for sharing. Yay. Thank you to everyone for sharing. This is wow. What a fun, I don't know, thing to do. Thanks for everyone for playing along. What did you think? Was it, I don't know, was it exciting? Was it kind of different to look at your environment? I see other people's. How was it?
Fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to see everyone's backyards, and it's like an adventure.
I needed something different today, so thank you.
Yeah.
Same. I needed to
Yeah.
go outside today, so thank you, Brendan.
Definitely an exercise in elevating awareness of things to which we become accustomed or familiar.
Yeah, I think so. When Lee and I were talking, we like, I mean, our goal with this is mainly to have fun, but then we always want to like have a little bit of a like an underpinning, like, hey, how do you use this moving forward? So I think the challenge that we want to throw out to everyone is that, so it's Friday, right? The weekend is here. Everyone, I'm sure, has plans some way or another, but try to find like sometime, someplace where you can just kind of get into that same spot and just be like, okay, like, how do I stop and slow down? It's a little bit of mindfulness. It's a little bit of looking at things from that kind of child lens again, and going like, hey, what am I walking past that's hidden in plain sight, that's right in front of my eyes? So yeah, try to take some time this weekend. I know I'm going to. It's always fun to build these, and then I'll be honest, when I went outside, I was like, oh my gosh, I wanted to walk around for longer. This is amazing, the amount of things that were popping out in literally like 8 minutes. Like, imagine if I did that for an hour. Probably overload, right? Maybe too many things, right? But yeah, give it a try this weekend, and I don't know, share with us, or just see what else you find out there. I don't know, Lee, anything to add? You already got things to show Hannah.
I know, I'm so glad. Thank you so much. But I think sometimes that's the nudge that we all need, right? So glad that we were able to do this together, from, of course, St. Paul to Florida to, New York to UK to, where are you, Nachma?
Western Mass. Basically New York.
Yeah. And Michelle, you're listening in, and Stephen, I don't know where you are, but somewhere in the US, I'm assuming.
Port Washington, New York.
Okay. Yeah.
Miles east of the city.
So isn't it good to see all where we are and kind of be able to share it, which is what we want at the playground. We don't want us to just play alone, but at some point come together to share and play together. So it was so fun.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you, everyone. We'll post this for other people to see. I'll also share out the link to the photos. That'll be live for a little bit. So if you want to check it out, or if you want to send me photos directly, I can upload them too for the ones that were missing. And yeah, thanks for everyone for coming.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thanks
everyone.
for coordinating.
Cool.
See you later. Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye. Until next month.